More or less 3,000 hot meals delivered to our frontliners.
And we have clients that are come here with different situations, but we are so joyfully appreciating God for giving us the energy to do so. So
we're all in this together in fighting COVID-19.
Thank you for everything you have done. We are in this together.
We are winning in this battle.
all frontliners, you're a hero.
Safe and stay healthy. We all need somebody to lean on.
Thank you to all the frontliners for sacrificing your time and effort to help the world. Salamat po sa inyo, pamana.
In this difficult time of uncertainty and isolation from our friends and families, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we would like to offer comfort, sheer joy, and encouragement to all that are staying home or simply just to those that had just had enough. We hope to brighten your day. To everyone, let us keep the faith. With God's grace, this too shall pass. Stay strong, stay positive. Reach out to your family and friends. Stay healthy and follow the guidelines to keep the virus away. We are all in this together. Let's look out for each other. Thank you.
Well, our next guest who is going to say a few words comes from a family of politicians, both his father and his brother serving on many levels of government here in Canada, and he has taken it up himself. We are so excited to welcome, to hear a few words from not only the leader of the Provincial Progressive Party here in Ontario, but the Premier of Ontario, the one and only Doug Ford.
I'm honored to be part of the virtual Mabuhay Philippines Festival. I know that the Filipino spirit will continue to shine as we celebrate physically apart. Ontario is proud to have a strong Filipino community that continues to be a nation builders in our great province. The community has also stepped up during these challenging times, and for that, we are so grateful. I'd like to thank the Philippine Independence Day Council and all other supporting organizations for their continued dedication and hard work in bringing together Filipino Canadians across this province and country. Enjoy the celebration. Thank you and God bless.
day to you all. I extend my warm greetings and congratulations to the Philippine Independence Day Council or PIDC for hosting this year's virtual Mabuhay Philippines Festival on 22 to 23 August. For over 2 decades now, PIDC has successfully celebrated this annual festivity of Philippine heritage and culture in Canada. This year, under the new normal, the festival will be celebrated virtually, and we recognize those who have risked their lives as frontline workers to serve and save the community beyond the call of their duties. We also appreciate the perseverance of the organizers for putting up the Mabuhay Philippines Festival despite the COVID-19 pandemic. Though we are not able to get together in person for this fiesta, we are comforted in knowing that more people from all over the world will be able to witness the event. I wish the Mabuhay Philippines Festival and PIDC greater success in the years to come. Mabuhay po kayong lahat at maraming salamat.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Philippine fashion advocate, Renee Salud.
Ang
I'm so excited to talk to our next guest because listen, what woman does not love fashion? And if you love fashion and you are Filipino, then you know that this person needs no introduction. The one and only Renee Salud joins us now all the way from the Philippines, the ambassador of Philippine fashion. So wonderful to have you with us today.
Hi, everybody, and thank you for having me.
We're going to get to your designs in a moment, but you have been a very long time supporter of the festival of PIDC. Why do you, year after year continue to support like you do?
Because it has been a part of my advocacy to promote our country through my fashion, a God's gift talent to me. And well, I believe that presenting my fashion through by using the indigenous Philippine materials and inspired from the Philippine costumes, I would say that this would be a very nice presentation of a Filipino designer in other parts of the world. So I'm very lucky and very happy that I have friends from Canada, especially Toronto, who kept on inviting me and being part of the celebration.
You know what? I'd love to hear from you. You've really been the cornerstone, the foundation of Filipino fashion in the Philippines and abroad. Where do you see fashion in the Philippines right now?
Well, fashion now emerged a lot from way back. I started my fashion career in the Philippines. Actually, I started during the 70s. Well, and I've been a part of this fashion industry of the Philippines for so many years since then until now.
So let's talk about that inspiration, because you are very well known for your intricate, labor-intensive masterpieces, things like beadwork, exquisite textiles. What inspires you in your designing?
Well, okay. Why? Because these are the products of the Philippines. That's the people that other people of the world should see and watch and feel and smell. Because if you are a designer from that particular country, what is best for you to present is what you have in the Philippines. How could you famous in other countries if you do not know your culture, if you will not present your own culture? So I'm very much inspired with our culture, and this is our culture. We are known for fine embroideries because we inherited it from the Spaniards, because we were once upon a time part of the Spanish colony, and the Spaniards were able to bring us a lot of things that we are now enjoying here, and we have a lot of artisans from the mountains. These are the women, the women who have the inner talent, and of course you have to be part of their of their I'd say their 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 talents, because you have to help them to empower them. And how are you going to help them empowering it? Of course, uh, by patronizing, by being part of the products to sell it to the other countries.
I want to get into some celebrities and Hollywood. Who would be, Renee, your dream celebrity to dress in your designs?
Oh, there's so many of them. Oh, well, for the celebrities in Hollywood, I like everybody. Of course, I like um I could I could not name names now because I was thinking of so many people. It's all over
I'll give you one name.
my mind.
Melissa Grello. I'll give you one name. Melissa Grello would like to wear one of your dresses.
Who would not love to dress up Melissa after receiving that prestigious award? But of course, I really wanted to dress up in the likes of Mrs. Trudeau. I'd like to dress up these people in politics because they're more controversial. Because they're more controversial.
Oh, I like that side of you. I like that side of you. So, what do you think the future holds for not only you in fashion, but what does the Philippines look like in the future in fashion?
We are not talking of the near future. We are talking of the long-term future. Because right now, it's very dark. It's something gloomy. It's something, not only in the Philippines, but all over the world, fashion is a little bit saddening. And
do you mean because of the pandemic?
It is because of the pandemic, because of what's going on in the world. And but still, we are very resilient people. We know how to rise up. So I know that we Filipino designers could come up with one of the best still in the world in terms of fashion. And we have a lot of young designers here who are very aggressive and who are more trained, their talents were more honed than we were during the past, because during our days we didn't have the formal schooling for fashion, and unlike them, that we have several big schools, fashion schools here in the country, and this time they were the parents could afford them to send abroad for further learning on fashion. So I guess that because of this, I think that our fashion industry would be in competition with the foreign counterparts.
This year's festival is dedicated to the hundreds or thousands of frontline workers that have been doing such difficult, challenging work in these difficult times. Do you have a message that you could pass along to the frontline workers?
Well, first of all, this is a very commendable treat for the frontliners. Sorry, I feel so bad. I feel so sad because I have so many friends. I have so many nieces and nephews who are frontliners there in America and in Canada. So I was touched when I heard that this is an offering. This is a tribute for the frontliners. I must say that thank you so much to the Mabuhay Festival Committee for giving this proper tribute to these people who endangered their lives, who saved the lives of other people, and they sacrificed their lives. Hello, my friends. Every year, for so many years, I've been part of the Mabuhay Festival, doing and presenting my collection for the year. I miss Canada so much. I miss the people, I miss the weather, and I miss the cherries very much. I'm so saddened that this year I could not be part of the presentation physically because of this pandemic. But anyway, because the modern technology, I am presenting to you my latest collection, my white bridal collections, through virtual presentation. With this small offerings of me, I would like to say thank you so much for having me, and I hope that you will enjoy my simple presentation. I love you all, and mabuhay tayong lahat. God bless.
say goodbye when I can barely say goodnight, if I can hardly take my eyes from yours? How far can I go? Walk away. The thought had never crossed my mind. I couldn't turn my back on spring or fall. Your smile leaves the when I say always, I mean forever. I trust tomorrow as much as today. I am not afraid to say I love you, and I promise you I'll never say goodbye. We're dancers on a crowded floor, while other dancers live from song to song. Our music goes on and on. And if I never leave your arms, I really would have traveled everywhere, for my world is there. When I say always, I mean forever. I trust tomorrow as much as today. I am not afraid to say I love you, and I promise you I'll never say goodbye. How could I ever say goodbye?
kung laging mayroong bughaw kapag natatanaw. At sa umagat hapon ay may araw pang sisikat, sa gabi naman kaya'y may talang kikislat. Habang sinasariwa dati mong mga pangarap, sundan ang bahaghari sa kanyang hangganan. Baka do'y sakaling ulap mo'y magpaalam at pag nabawi na ang sanhi ng kapanglawan, muling buksan ang pusong bihag ng karimlan. Kayanin mong limutin luha ng nagdaan. Ba't mo pa iisipin ang dating sumpaan? Sanglibot sang kasawian, basan mo habang buhay kung di mo ngingitian. Dinanas na lumbay, ulap ay mahahawi kahit na paminsan-minsan. Sundan ng bahaghari sa kanyang hangganan. Baka do'y sakaling ulap mo'y magpaalam at pag napawi na ang sanhi ng kapanglawan, muling buksan ang puso, muling sundan ang araw, hawiin mo ang ulap ngayon.
If the elephants have past lives, yet are destined to always remember, it's no wonder how they scream. Like you and I, they must have some temper, and I am dreaming of them on the plane, dirtying up their bed, watching for some sign of rain to cool their hot head. And how dare that you send me that card when I'm doing all that I can do. You are forcing me to remember when all
Francis Libran is considered as one of the Philippines' premier fashion designers, specializing in custom-made and ready-to-wear wedding gowns, evening gowns, dresses, menswear, and corporate wear. He is not only recognized in the Philippines, but also around the world. Francis, welcome to our Mabuhay Festival. How is your business coping right now with the pandemic?
Everything is moving slowly. Business is opening up slowly also. And at the same time, we're so busy making PPEs.
Well, we are all adapting to the new norm. I'm sure your business is no different, and you have clients around the world. Are you still able to design for them during this time?
Yeah, actually, we have a lot of weddings going on for 2021. And a lot of wedding that was postponed during the lockdown.
Well, you started out as an architect and made your way to fashion. Tell us a bit about that journey.
I started as an architect. I graduated architecture in UST. Worked for 2 years in an architectural firm, and then got really bored. So from that time on, it was so busy then, and everything was just so fast. Since I was a kid, I was so into fashion. It's the influence of my mom bringing me to her designer, and she would always ask my opinion on what looks good on her. So basically, that started it all. I said to myself, you know what, I really want to pursue designing. So right away, I enrolled in Fashion Institute of the Philippines to be a designer.
So you started doing menswear, and then you started designing wedding gowns, and you specialize in wedding gowns. What is it about working with weddings and brides that you love the most?
I started with men's collection. Because I want to experiment on myself first in doing suits, shirts for retail, and then one of my neighbor asked me to design her a wedding gown, and I said, okay, this will be the first. I said, being a creative person, if I'm given a challenge, I'm up for it all the time. So she said, okay, I was honest with her, and I told her that it was my first. So are you okay with that? And she said, yeah, I believe in you. So a moment for me, because I felt like I was the one getting married. From that time on, I told myself that weddings are really special, and I really want to concentrate on designing weddings, because I just feel like every time I'm with a bride, collaborating with her, trying to sit down with her and taking time, knowing their love story. And during the fittings, you could see how they feel so special. They feel like a princess. A lot of brides, they have a dream wedding already.
Well, speaking of weddings, you designed Emmy and Golden Globe award-winning actor Darren Criss. I'm such a big Gleek fan. My daughter and I love the show so much, and you were a part of his special day, his wedding, which I'm sure was so memorable for you. Tell us about that experience.
Oh, he's such a sweetheart. He messaged us about doing his barong, and he wanted to be very special. So we did a customized Art Deco pattern for him. He said it was so special, and everyone's asking about it. Very down-to-earth guy. When he visited the Philippines last year, we really took him around the Philippines. No one knows that Darren Criss was here during that time.
So you've worked with some of the biggest celebrities like Gwen Stefani, Billy Porter, Manny Masood, and also had the opportunity to work at America's Next Top Model with Tyra Banks. What was that like?
Being part of America's Next Top Model, dressing up the cast, like the Hello Kitty collection was one, and those collections being toured around the world. And another one was dressing up Billy Porter. Also Gwen Stefani in one of her concerts.
So you've accomplished a lot during your career, Francis. Congratulations. And you have certainly represented your country really well around the world. Tell me, what does it mean to you to be Filipino and your designs recognized worldwide.
You know what? It's such I feel so that I was able to do whatever I really love to do on a daily basis. And the plus for that one is, being a Filipino and showing the whole world a Filipino designers and my work is such a privilege also. So every time I represent the Philippines from whether let's say China Fashion Week or everywhere, I bring the Philippine flag with me all the time.
Well, thank you, Francis, for your time and joining us. It's so nice to talk to you today and being a part of our first ever Mabuhay Virtual Festival. Congratulations on all your accomplishments. We are so proud of you. Thank you.
For a perfect wedding dress is a momentous undertaking. In some ways, it's one of the most difficult tasks, and for some, even next to finding the groom himself. Tonight, we will give you a twist, a blend of the old and the new. From classic designs to detailed, daring fashion, styles, silhouettes, proportions, fabrics. These are the specialties, the expertise of FIP bridal designers.
Mabuhay from the Philippines. This is Francis Libiran greeting everyone at Toronto Mabuhay Festival 2020.
Why are you around me for? Blow a kiss to me, then dip. Too much stress, I need to sit. I don't need you anymore. Why are you around me for? Blow a kiss to me, then dip. Too much stress, I need to sit. I don't wanna be just anybody, just anybody. I want you to see me as your everything, your everything. Yes. Have faith in me like religion's most highs. Serve me like a prince. There's no need to try. I don't need you anymore. Why are you around me for? Blow a kiss to me, then dip. Too much stress, I need to sit. I don't need you anymore. Why are you around me for? Blow a kiss to me, then dip. Too much stress, I need to sit. You have never been just anybody, just anybody. It would be a sin for me to get down on my knees, get down on my knees, yes, and pray for us like nature's not on our side. If that is the case, I'll walk down the slide. I don't need you anymore. Why are you around me for? Blow a kiss to me, then dip. Too much stress, I need to sit. I don't need you anymore. Why are you around me for? Blow a kiss to me, then dip. Too much stress, I need to sit. I don't need you anymore. Why are you around me for? Blow a kiss to me, then dip. Too much stress, I need to sit. I don't need you anymore. Why are you around me for? Blow a kiss to me, then dip. Too much stress, I need to sit. Just anybody, just anybody, just anybody, just anybody, oh yeah, just anybody, just anybody, you, just anybody, just anybody.
So listen, we all know that those in the Filipino community are blessed with so much creativity, and that spills over into so many realms, including fashion. And the one and only Kenneth Barlas is joining us today, all the way from sunny California. And this is a brand that has been dressing the likes of Carrie Underwood, Cardi B, Iggy Azalea, Halsey. I'm sure I'm missing every big name out there. Macy Gray, and so many more. Kenneth, welcome to the Mabuhay Philippines Festival, the virtual edition.
Yes, thank you. This is so cool. I love
It's
how
great.
we're trying to be so creative still, despite of everything. I love it.
Yeah, and you would
thank you
know
for
that.
having me.
My pleasure. And you would know about the workaround that the whole world is trying to have to do, because fashion is one of those areas that has really had to pivot in this pandemic. How, as a fashion designer, has this pandemic impacted you?
I mean, I think just like what everybody's experiencing right now, it's not the new normal is different. Normally we're busy right now doing art collections for our upcoming shows like LA Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week, which every year I showcase twice a year. And now, as a fashion designer and as the fashion industry got hit so badly, because there's nowhere to go, there's no events, there's no occasions to dress up for. So I think personally in our brand, the way we're trying to survive right now is just shift it, shift the whole creativity to something that like us we can use every day. So going towards ready to wear, going towards something that we can enjoy, and like what I mentioned earlier, we're making our mask very fashionable but yet very affordable.
I want to go back to the beginning of your story because, we across the world, in fact, we're talking more about things like representation, inclusion, diversity in every sphere and realm. Entertainment, fashion is no different as well. Take us back to how you began your journey in fashion.
So when I started, actually, being in California, it's super diverse to begin with. So I have so many friends that are in the industry when I started that they're just my idols. I look at them, I'm like, oh my God, she's doing great. He's doing great. He's so creative. And then, as years goes by, I develop my own aesthetic. And when I started, it's just like any other artist. I started really young. I was 20, 21. So I'm still in the middle of trying to know who I am as a person to begin with, and second as an artist. So when I am going through that stage, I always have this concept of trying to create wardrobes that makes you think and makes you dream. So that's when I believe my whole brand started. And then from then on, the right people that we worked with, were so lucky to be connected with the right people. And then it's just, the world just keep rolling after that.
So what inspires you season to season to season to keep creating something new and fresh and novel?
I think first, I always wanted to stay true to like how I see things, my vision. And like what you said, like the silhouette, the fabric, I always used to travel. I used to do all that to travel, to get inspirations, to get fabrics from different places. And I think that's a big part of the whole design aesthetic. But at the same time, I always ask myself, who will wear this? Is this the brand? Sometimes I create collections that it's over the top because that's how I feel. That's how I wanted to see that specific collection. I don't care if people will buy, because I know that we have other products that people will enjoy. But I want people, when they see our fashion show, when they see our collection, season after season, I want them to dream. I want them to have this imaginations. We open their imaginations of where can they wear it, how fabulous can they wear it, even if it's just a simple fashion show or a simple photo shoot. That's one thing that I wanted to all of my women out there, wherever they are in the world. I want them, when they see the collection, I want them to feel feminine. I want them to feel regal. I want them to feel beautiful, and just a woman should feel like every day. you know.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God, I'm looking for a crown to put on my head around this house. That was good. Lastly, this year's festival, although it's the virtual edition, the reason why it is because so many people know that staying at home is often our safest and best option during this pandemic. And we are dedicating this year's festival to the people who must leave their homes to take care of others, and that is frontline workers. So if you wouldn't mind, Kenneth, a message to the thousands of people who work in various frontline industries to keep us safe, what would you say to them?
To all the frontliners all over the world, keep up the great work, you know. And I think not all heroes wear capes now, you know, and that's how we always see them. Sometimes all these frontliners just, they dedicated their life, their time to protect the community wherever they are part of the world. And this is not just one nation's problem. This is the whole world, the whole universe. So it really makes a big difference for all of our people that really help others, and that's what we needed right now. That's one thing that we can all share, and just gives us like hope and aspirations to be okay one day soon,
hopefully soon, and hopefully the next time. Well, hopefully the next time we get to see you and everyone to get to see you will be back in person as it once was. Kenneth, you have been so gracious and generous with your time. I want to say a big, big thank you for joining us in this virtual edition of the festival. Thanks so much for talking with us today.
You're very welcome, and thank you for having me. I am so proud of you guys, of what you guys do, and let's keep helping this organization in any way we can, because each support will help.
100%. Thank you again, Kenneth.
Thank you.
violate, fam, can't violate. Are you mad? Just know no one ain't safe if you break that code. China. Man, I forget this corn, but nothing ain't bark, it's sweet. Nada. Rise it up early moon, but the sun ain't bringing that heat. Full back time when man was 16. Man caught beef for the ends OG. Also slipping when he saw me, was on the way out, just me and 1G. Thought my brother there was my cold D. Put man up on my HOME. Brought my bread when it was time to eat. Found my squad wet rough when my man flee. Now man solo, no 4-5. Had no burger, about 5 guys. One telling me if I hyped on the slides before my next move, man had to think twice. One thought, alright, won't give it, but take it. See you again, your face and my break it. Wasn't on job at the time, I was vacant. The next thing changed that here. Let me make it clear, got the drop, but it went on a box. Where he was staying, came with a pot, till I run by the things before we're on top, giving you an hour till I'm on your block. Fam rolled up, ready to ride out, but when we touched down, man came to find out. Man don't want smoke inside, hide out. Thought man a bad man, but a pump climbed out. Wow. Can't fight it, can't fight it. Big man, try the man, but get spun like fools on the road. Man, I feel it, that go. 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 Can't fight it, can't fight it. Big man, try the man, but get spun like fools on the road. Man, I feel it, that go. 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 Can't violate, man, can't violate, bro. You mad? Without me coming back like Jesus Christ when he rose. Man, I have to catch them slugs, but I wish I was more like he. God forgive me. No team fill up on my, cause man ain't turning that cheek. That's how it is when you're raised on the road. No mercy, can't afford one of those. Most my man, them moving them O's, no countdown, still it's numerals. That man break down, had them viewing foes hating, cause we're flying like Rufio. Yeah, you can find me in studio, still one vetting, man, I'm Rudy though. I can snap like that, get a picture. Man, I take no L's, call me Victor. Man, know that the plans to get richer. Heavyweight, have to scale off the Richter. So if you try stop that, let them fly top hats. Let them bark top cats, park up round flats. Park off, no gas. You better pray no mass, I don't need no match to run up, ride out. Pick your brains, it's best to mind out. Them man lost to make them find out. Man watch Facebook, take a time out. Raise one west, got family in south. Man know me can vouch for that clout. All too well we run the my mouth, but I beat tom-toms to back up that route. Wow. Can't fight it, can't fight it. Big man, try them man, but get spun like fools on the road. Man, I feel it, that go. 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 Can't fight it, can't fight it. Big man, try them man, but get spun like fools on the road. Man, I feel it, that go. 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 violate, bro. Are you mad? Just know no one ain't safe if you break that code. China. Man, I forget this call, but nothing ain't bark, it's sweet. Nah. Rise it up early moon, but the sun ain't bringing that heat. Full back time when mama 16. Man caught beef with the ends OG. Also slipping when he saw me, was on the way out, just me 1G. Thought my brother there was my cold D. Put mine up on my HOME. Brought my bread when it was time to eat. Found my squad went rough when my man flee. Now man solo, no 4-5. Had no burger, about 5 guys. One telling me if I hyped on a slice before my next move, man had to think twice. One thought, alright, won't give it, but take it. See you again, your face on my breaking. Wasn't on job at the time I was vacant. The next team changed that here. Let me make it clear, got the drop, but it weren't on a box. Where he was staying, came in a pot, till I run by the things before it's on top. Giving you an hour till I'm on your block. Van rolled up, ready to ride out. But when we touched down, man came to find out. Man don't want smoke inside, hide out. Thought man a bad man, but a pump climbed out. Wow. Can't fight it, can't fight it. Hey man, try the man, but get spun like moves on the road. Man, I feel it, that go. 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 Can't fight it, can't fight it. Hey man, try the man, but get spun like moves on the road. Man, I feel it, that go. 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 Can't violate, man, can't violate, bro. You mad? Without me coming back like Jesus Christ when he rose. Man, I have to catch them slugs, but I wish I was more like he. God forgive me. No teeth fill up on my, cause man ain't telling that cheat. That's how it is when you're raised on the road. No mercy, can't afford one of those. Most my man, them moving them O's, no countdown, still is numerals. That man break down, had them fuming foes hating, cause we're flying like Rufio. Yeah, you can find me in studio, still one for in, man, I'm Rudy though. I can snap like that, get a picture. Man, I take no L's, call me Victor. Man, know that the plans to get richer. Heavyweight, have to scale off the Richter. So if you try stop that, let him fly top hats. Let him bark top cats, park up round flats. Park off, no gas. You better pray no match, I don't need no match to run a ride out. Pick your brains, it's best to mind out. Them man lost to make them find out. Man watch Facebook, take a time out. Raise one west, got family in south. Man know me can vouch for that clout. All too well we run the mind mouth, but I beat Tom-Toms to back up that route. Wow. Can't fight it, can't fight it. Hey man, try them man, but get spun like fools on the road. Man, I feel it, that go. 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 Can't fight it, can't fight it. Hey man, try them man, but get spun like fools on the road. Man, I feel it, that go. Man, I feel it, that go. Man, I feel it, that go. Man, I feel it, that go.
You know I want you. It's not a secret I try to hide. I know you want me, so don't keep saying our hands are tied. You claim it's not in the cards, and fate is pulling you miles away and out of reach from me. But you're here in my heart, so who can stop me if I decide that you're my destiny? What if we rewrite the stars, say you were made to be mine? Nothing can keep us apart, 'cause you are the one I was meant to find. It's up to you, and it's up to me. No one can say what we get to be. So why don't we rewrite the stars? Maybe the world could be yours tonight.
You think it's easy. You think I don't wanna run to you, but there are mountains and there are doors that we can't walk through. I know you're wondering why, because you're able to be just you and me within these walls. But when we go outside, you're gonna wake up and see that it was hopeless after all. No one can rewrite the stars. How can you say you'll be mine? Everything keeps us apart, and you are the one I was meant to find. It's not up to you, it's not up to me, but everyone tells us what we can be. How can we rewrite the stars? Say that the world could be ours tonight.
All I want is to fly with you. All I want is to fall with you. So just give me all of you.
It feels impossible.
It's not impossible. Say that it's possible. Why do we rewrite the stars? Maybe the world will be mine. Nothing can keep us apart, 'cause you are the one I was meant to find. It's up to you, and it's up to me. No one can say what we get to be. So why don't we rewrite the stars, changing the world to be ours tonight? You know I want you. It's not a secret I tried to hide.
But I can't have you. We're bound to break and my hands are tied.
Hi, Dita. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you? How's everything in the Philippines?
Thank you, Christina. I'm good, and it's been a pleasure to do this.
Thank you for being a part of our very first Mabuhay Festival. This is the first time we're doing this virtually because of the pandemic. But I wanted to talk about you. I've been reading your story, and you have an incredible one. So you've been in this business for over 30 years, and you started out working with one weaver, and you built this entire community in the Philippines. And I know you're about, what I love about you is you believe in sustainability and you're an eco-friendly designer. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, just like what you've been reading about, I've been doing this for the past 35 years. And I started with weavers from Vigan, Ilocos Sur, up north, where my mom was born, and I started to follow them. And then eventually I met with a weaver from Bulacan, and for a long time we worked together with different fabrics like piña lino, pineapple with linen, seda lino, which is silk with linen, and then we did some cotton yarns and pure linens. But the good part was that it was like almost, it was just like I was going through school because I didn't know anything about it. So it was a very good training for me, a very good training ground. And then I moved to doing work with the Catanduanes weavers. And there I worked with banana fiber. So this was like abaca. Mm-hmm. And there was this man, he was actually the head of the weaving community. And I worked with him for some time until he passed away. And now his daughters, the family's involved. So it just keeps going on. So we're trying to keep sustaining that. And now my latest passion was weavers of the Mangyans. These are the indigenous communities. I said to myself, I would really like to do more work with people with more labor-intensive work, because these are gonna have, this type of work will help a lot more people, especially out of town. People who were more marginalized. And soon after, things started to follow through. And with this, and then when I got back, I only got back to them like almost a year ago. And I went back to the mountains, and then I started again developing their crafts like embroidery, beadwork, and then of course the weaving. So it's quite an exciting task, but again, it's a work in progress.
And this is something that you're just going to keep doing. I
would think so. It's going to be probably my final legacy to people, to the younger generations. And maybe how we go through this whole thing. It's really a process, and it's the journey that counts.
Right.
I so believe that, you know, in this type of work, even in the fashion industry, there is a story behind it, and somehow we can relate. We can keep that in mind, and this is what you can share with the rest of society, and how we can actually evolve people.
Speaking of society, our world right now, it's about representation. And I know you've done some foreign exhibitions, and you've showcased your collection outside of the Philippines. What does it mean to you to be Filipino and represent your country, not only in the Philippines, but globally?
Well, it's indeed I feel very proud about that. I mean, it's such an accomplishment. And it's not just about traveling. It has to come from the heart. And when you're doing things for your country, it makes a difference, because you're out there showcasing the best of the Philippines and the products that you can actually bring out there to the world. And these are things that are made by hand, and I think it's really worth it. I mean, it has a whole story and the whole process of how it goes, and I think that's what we can actually talk about and be proud of.
And this is our very first Mabuhay virtual festival, and we're dedicating this to our frontline workers around the world. Dita, do you have a message for amazing frontline workers who are sacrificing during these difficult times?
Yes, and I would think that, of course, everyone's hailing them as our heroes, our every day-to-day heroes. And I would think that without them, I mean, we wouldn't be surviving in this life now. Because like, even in my family, my parents have been ill. I mean, my mother got you know, she also fell ill with the COVID. And during that time, I felt like, what would I have done without people around me, like the caregivers? And I would have really been so lost.
All these years of hard work, you know, you feel the reward once you make a difference in other people's lives, and you certainly have. And we congratulate you for representing our heritage. We congratulate you for all your achievements. We are so proud of you. We're honored that you're a part of our show, our virtual show, and we're so excited to see your collection and continued success. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you again, Christina. It's a pleasure. Hello to all the Filipino Canadians out there. We are happy to be part of this Mabuhay Festival this year. And unlike last year where we were able to come and visit, it's unfortunate that we are not able to showcase right in your very own shores. Somehow, we hope that you're able to see and take pride of who we are as Filipinos and showcase the best of Filipino products, our heritage, our home, our culture. Maraming salamat po, and mabuhay tayong lahat.
Ikaw pa